Well, I've got a bit of a personal story for you today. It's about agents leaving your team. And the reason why it's personal for me is because I've got a meeting this afternoon with a long-standing, high-producing team member who I'm 99.9% sure is going to tell me that she's leaving the team. So I wanted to talk to you about how I intend on managing this and wanted to talk you through this because this is one of the inevitabilities of owning a team. Now, you might ask, how do I know? Well, people talk for certain, okay? Agents talk, community members talk, things get back. And so you might think that when I heard this news, I might have been motivated or inspired to reach out to this person, take charge of the story, lock them out of the CRM, and make all kinds of dramatic changes to my organization. Now, in certain circumstances, yes, that's absolutely necessary. But in this circumstance, that's not the case at all. This is someone who's a trusted member of our team, has been in leadership positions in the past, someone who the rest of the team has tremendous respect for and who I have tremendous respect for. I have no expectation that the transition for this person away from the team is in any way going to cause undue drama or hurt, and I have no expectation that in this case there's going to be anything untoward in terms of listings magically walking out the door or clients magically disappearing from the database. However, there is still a protocol that has to be followed when people leave your team. Now, I want to take a step back first before I get into the details of what to do. I want to share with you something that you need to remember when you're growing your organization, and that is that growing a team insulates you from people leaving your team. And people leaving your team is an inevitability, okay? And one of the challenges with a small team, particularly high-performing teams, and I've had one before where you've got 3, 4, or 5 people all producing at a fairly high level, is that when any one of those people leaves your organization, that's 20, 30, 40% of your production walking out the door, and financially that puts you at a massive risk. Now, what's your solution? Well, it's to get back in, do more production yourself, hope that there's enough left over at the table for the remaining agents to pick up the slack. Everybody gets really, really busy, noticeably busy, and then people start to like that, and they don't want that person replaced, of course. Now, if it's in your heart to continue to grow your organization for any number of different reasons, naturally that's going to be a challenge that you'll be faced with again, and it's going to be met with resistance from those team members that remain. And so once you've pushed through that threshold, I always say kind of 12 to 15 agents is where that dissipates, okay? Once you get 12 to 15 agents on your team, the risk is mitigated, both culturally and practically. One person walking out the door, presuming that their average mid-range production isn't going to make a dramatic impact on the rest of the agents there. It's not going to dramatically change your revenue. It's not going to dramatically change your culture. And it doesn't put you at risk for having drastic changes go on suddenly that are beyond your control. One of the reasons to scale, and one of the reasons that I scaled, was because I was tired of being held hostage and I didn't want to rely on a small group of people anymore. I had found in my organization, and this was in large part due to my leadership, that these people were entitled, they knew that they held me hostage, and they knew that they wrote the rules. And so in a lot of ways I was outnumbered. And as I grew my organization and systematized things and automated others and created accountability systems, support and structures and great coaching and all those things that great organizations have, we built a culture around that. And the culture was one where people wanted to support others and where we recognized that, yes, sometimes people leave, but also over here, we recognize that we're in a constant state of growth. And there was no challenge whatsoever about welcoming new people through the door. And that was one of the biggest things that I wanted to accomplish, one of the things that I have accomplished. And one of the reasons why I coach is so that I can share those ideas, those strategies with others so that they can mitigate risk in their own families and their own teams. So I want to talk to you now about what to do when a person decides that they're going to leave your organization. And I'm going to use the example of the one that I'm going to be faced with here right away, and I'll share with you some of the things that I've done to mitigate risk and to ensure the safety of the team, okay? So as soon as I heard about this, I want you to know that I was really, really sad, okay? I was really, really hurt. This person's been with us 4 or 5 years, done kind of 40-ish deals a year consistently, been a dear friend, a leader on this team, someone that everybody knows, likes, and trusts, and someone who's been a great resource for all of us. And so, yeah, naturally, I had a welling up of all these feelings, okay? And then naturally, I moved into the next stage, which was resentment, like, why? And then it was, of course, judgment, like, why not us? What didn't we do good enough? And so I just want you to know that that's natural. And I go through this every single time somebody leaves the team. I'm always asking these questions. And I'm not suggesting for a moment that you not ask yourself these questions. Like there may be gaping holes in your organization that are causing more people than you would like to leave. In our case, that's not true. But I'm still asking myself the question, like, what could I have done to keep someone great like this around for even just a little while longer? So I'm not hanging on to that, but I do want you to know that I had those feelings. And it was pretty tough for the first couple hours. But over the years, we've been through this enough times that we know, first of all, we're going to be okay. Second of all, we know that the team's going to be okay. Third of all, they've seen enough of this in the past that they know that they're going to be okay too. And so culturally, just given how big an organization we are and how much of this we've seen over the past, the fact that each month there's typically new people coming in the door, and some months there's folks leaving. That's not very common, but it does happen, right? The culture of our organization is such that that type of change doesn't cause drama. Okay, that's just the way that it is on teams. And that means that there's not a lot to address there. It's not like we have to explain that away. So that's really good news. Once you get to that size, that risk kind of mitigates. However, the thing you got to be mindful of when a key player leaves your organization is undoubtedly people that remain are going to ask themselves this question. What's out there that's better than here? And what's wrong with this place that caused that person to leave? Okay. And so you as a leader in a time like this have to be asking yourself those questions too. Like, is there things that we're not doing, or are there things that we should be doing that need to be improved upon? But you want to be thinking about a way that you can create a good news story around this. And here's the good news story that I've consistently created over the years, which is that we have control over the lead volume in our team. We've created opportunities for agents to win at big levels. We have agents doing 70, 80, 90 deals a year, and we feel very strongly about that. They know that, and we know that. I also know that this person's built a great repeat and referral business. Most of those opportunities, of course, have come from the team, but they've been here long enough. Hey, listen, the truth is that those clients don't know me. They don't know this team. They know this person. And as much as I might like to go out there and collect commission for the rest of my days from that person and all the deals that they're doing with the folks that they met well on the team, it's going to require a lot of energy. It's going to be a lot of drama, and it's going to be very expensive. And it's going to distract my energy away from the people that need me primed and ready to serve them at the highest level with a lot of love in my heart. So I'm not going to commit to doing that. Okay. Now that's just my philosophy. I know that some teams have very stringent rules and contracts around agents leaving their organizations. I just have decided that I'm not going to live my life like that. So you want to just be aware of that from a coaching perspective, I suppose. Just be mindful of the fact that that's not my philosophy and that's not the way that I'm going to live. I'm recognizing that this person's walking at the door. They're taking future business with them. Okay. Well, we've got a lot of opportunity over here, and we'll cultivate plenty more. So first question that I'm asking myself is, who are the most likely people to benefit from all this opportunity that is now left on the table? Because there's a certain amount of protection that we can create. There's past business that we will be able to protect. There's other opportunities, of course, that are coming through the door that now won't be going to this person, that'll be going to others. And so I'm asking myself, who are those people? How might they benefit? And then proactively, I just reached out to them and I said, hey, listen, here's the truth. I have it on good authority that this thing's happening. And I just wanted to let you know so that you're not surprised or taken off guard by it, so that you're not scared. I want you to know that I'm looking to you because there's going to be some additional opportunity that's going to be coming to the table here. And as a leader and a valued member of this team, I want you to know that I'm looking forward to giving that opportunity to you and seeing you win with it. And that's the truth. There's 40 deals a year there for this person. A lot of it's from new business, some repeat and referral. Sure, that'll walk out the door, but say it's 30 deals a year. Okay. Well, there's 30 deals a year now on the table that can be distributed to these other agents in this market. We're about 20 agents in the market that this person's in. Okay. And so I want this person in front of me to feel that it's good to stay. Okay. So I had that conversation with about 4 different people. I want them to know that it's safe. I want them to know that I consider them to be an insider. I want them to know that as far as taking these opportunities and capitalizing on them, closing them, that I view their skills to be among the highest. And so the way we're creating that inner circle, replacing this person and bringing others in. So that's a really important thing, creating a grassroots support network around the vacated spot that this person is leaving. Now, second thing that you want to do is make the transition smooth as much as possible, particularly for somebody that you have great respect for, as the case here. I'm going to have a great conversation. It's going to be short. I'm not going to spend a bunch of energy on it. This person didn't come to me, involve me in the conversation. So clearly I'm not in a position of authority moving forward. And so I don't need the details. I'll get some of them. I'll get some feedback, but I know the challenges inside my organization. And so I don't need to spend a lot of time belaboring that. We'll do a brief exit interview. make it super easy, get a list of the clients that this person's working with, and facilitate a transition that's going to be great for those clients and great for this agent. Okay, we'll all be protected and it'll all be just fine. Now, moving forward, of course, that person's not going to have access to their CRM any longer. The minute that person walks out of the office, of course, we lock them out. That's just a protection thing. Now, most agents presumably know that that's going to happen. So if there's anything to be done, any sabotage that's going to happen, I don't anticipate it in this case, but if that's going to happen, it'll happen before you find out that the person's leaving your team. Okay, so that'll be one aspect, shutting the person out of the CRM. The second thing that you want to do is speak to your team. You want to make sure that your messaging is strong. You want to make sure that the messaging is encouraging, and you want to make sure that the messaging is succinct. Okay, so it would go like this. And I prefer to do this in a meeting, but you can do it on your messaging app if you use WhatsApp or Slack or something else. Something to the effect of, hey guys, I have some sad news, but some exciting news. I want to congratulate so-and-so. They've decided that they're going to go pursue their own business. It's been an amazing few years working together, and I want to let you know that I really appreciate this person's work, all the contributions that they've made to this team. Please join me in celebrating this person's time with us and encouraging them taking this next step forward in their career. That's it. Okay. Not too much detail. For sure, people are going to have questions. And I'll often say to folks after we've kind of heard the applause, the uproar, whatever it is that happens on that call, just to reach out and pass on their own congratulations. Naturally, listen, there's going to be people on the team that have a relationship with that person that's stronger than you think. Okay. And so, yeah, you want to bet that there's going to be conversations about this person now thinking about leaving the team. Okay. So don't forget that in this meeting at this juncture, you also have to lay the foundation for those other people that are out there that maybe you haven't already spoken to about the opportunities that are now coming to the surface, right? So you got to be mindful of that now organizational wide. This is change management. So really looking forward to being able to distribute so-and-so's leads. I know that they're not out the door yet, but the truth is that there's lots in there. I see 500 or 600 opportunities that we're going to be able to capitalize on here. So what I would ask, if you're interested in receiving some more opportunities, and you want to have more at-bats with some buyers and sellers, please just go ahead, reach out to me after this meeting, and we'll make sure that we get you set up, and we'll just distribute them to whoever it is that has capacity. So let me know and let so-and-so know, and we'll get that looked after today. So you're going to drop that number, right? You're going to, in some way, maybe that's not the case for you, but you're going to say, hey, listen, there's this abundance of opportunity right here, okay? We, as a team, are here to look after you. We, as a team, are here to support you. And finally, if you have any questions or concerns, you want to chat, just go ahead and reach out. Now, naturally, a lot of that doesn't happen, but sometimes it does, okay? Sometimes you'll hear from people that are upset or scared, and that's okay. The key thing for you is to recognize that you, as a team leader, you're going to be okay. You don't have to worry, all right? The way that you mitigate risk on teams is make sure that your recruitment's on point, make sure that your culture is strong, make sure that people feel safe in your organization, so that this is a better environment for them than whatever it is that's going on out there. Now, even if you do that perfectly, you're never going to have 100% retention, okay? My goal is not to keep my retention high by having really tight, nasty contracts. My intention is to have really great culture and high retention because of the things that we do, the way that we support people, and the way that we make people feel. Now, if that's your vibe and you want to talk about that, let me know. Otherwise, good luck. I hope this was of service to you in helping you grow your team and mitigate some of those challenging feelings when people leave. Take good care.